This week's Bourbon Captain is a road trip to God's country. Mom and I will be driving a couple thousand miles, hitting several off-the-path distilleries and every store we come across. This episode should have everything: drama, joy, intrigue, and plenty of sarcasm. So, stay tuned to gather ideas for your next Bourbon Trail journey. Welcome back, crew. Today, the Bourbon Captain embarks on a week-long odyssey of bourbon nirvana, disappointment, and questionable financial decisions. Our quest will take us through the states of North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, 4 days in Kentucky, Indiana, another day at that famous distillery in Tennessee, wrapping up with a night in Georgia hunting treasure. Our 4 days in Kentucky will consist of over a dozen distilleries, even more stores, and at least one emotional breakdown in the parking lot of one of those. And joining me is my mother, the only woman who can outjudge me, out-narrate me, and completely predict what I'll do next.
You know, Bourbon Boy, I'm only here to supervise the spending and hopefully document some chaos.
That's my mom, supportive as always.
Oh, I'm supportive. I support watching you sprint into the stores like Percy chasing a squirrel.
Traveling down the highway, Mom and I are on our way to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Very excited to get there, but we're just having a little conversation. Mom was telling me about some eBay business she was doing.
Yeah, there was some old guy trying to get me for some jewelry. I was selling a jar of it, just broken jewelry from probably the 60s, 70s. And he offered me, I was wanting $20 for it, and he offered me 10, and I thought, no way. So I sent him back 117 for it, and he didn't respond. Whew, look at that big old kitty.
Mother, what is wrong with you? And on that note, this seems like a pretty good spot to take a pause. For those not familiar with the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, it's often misconstrued as a singular route or a couple of famous distilleries. In actuality, it's a collection of nearly 70 distilleries spread from the eastern part of the state to the west. There's no one way to experience the trail, and they've revised their marketing in the last couple of years to highlight that. Prior to 2025, you could purchase the official Bourbon Trail guidebook, allowing you to collect stamps with each distillery visit. This is mine, and in addition to the stamps that I get, I like to take pictures that kind of personalize my visit to each distillery, give me something a little more to remember. Now, while the book is no longer available, I'm still using mine as a guide for interesting distilleries to visit, and most of the distilleries I've been to still have their stamps and are happy to stamp your book. Everything you want to know about the trail distilleries is located on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail website, and you can visit that anytime. There are a couple of strategies you can follow to create a visit. The most common being to select a location and then rent a house or a hotel in the area and visit distilleries in that geographic area. It's a great plan to schedule a tour at a distillery each day and then visit one or two other distillery gift shops and tasting rooms. Recently, I rented a VRBO near Willisburg, Kentucky, right in the middle of a lot of distilleries with 12 other guys. We had 3 different experiences over 3 days, heading in 3 different directions. Another idea, and the one we're following on this trip, is to keep moving the entire week. Mom and I are spending nights in 4 different towns, since one of my goals is to visit several of the more remote distilleries, which would be impossible if we were staying in Louisville or Lexington. So, there's no right or wrong way, but a key to creating a fun plan is for you to do your research online, have a good map handy, because it's a big state. An easy way to approach your planning, especially on your first trip, is an obvious one. Identify the distilleries whose bourbon interests you the most and get there. Most of the big distilleries have excellent tours, and they're also reasonably similar. So you're not missing out on something incredible if you choose a tour at Jim Beam versus Wild Turkey. That's not to say that every distillery is the same. They definitely each have their own atmosphere and character. And don't think that once you've seen one, you've seen them all. But I don't make a practice of touring every single distillery I go to. One a day, even two in a week, are generally plenty. A few tours that stand out to me that I'll recommend: Maker's Mark for the beautiful facility and great tasting experience, Buffalo Trace for a look inside all the hype and magic, Castle and Key to travel through the actual castle that Colonel E.H. Taylor built, and then pick one among Wild Turkey, Heaven Hill, Jim Beam, Woodford, Old Forester. They're all great. But don't confuse a tour with a visit. I'm in the process of visiting them all. That involves some tours, but mostly visiting tasting rooms, gift shops, and the grounds that they're built on. You can have a nice visit, drink a variety of their bourbons, and hit the gift shop in about a 60-minute visit. And you can do 3 or 4 of those in a day if it's well planned. Of course, a tour is going to eat up a large amount of time. It turns a visit into a 2 to 3 hour stop, which is really half a day. The final element that I'll mention about visiting distilleries is the opportunity for a special release. Some distillery stores offer the same lineup for sale every day. However, some offer a special bottle on certain days of the week or even on all days of the week. Notorious among these are Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, and Old Forester. It's common for lines to form outside their stores at ridiculously early hours for the chance at an unannounced bottle of something you don't commonly find available. I've been in line at Heaven Hill at 4 a.m., and that time it paid off big with a bottle of Old Fitzgerald 13-year very, very special. I've also been in line numerous times at Buffalo Trace around 6:30 in the morning, and the payoff's a bottle of Weller Special Reserve or Blanton's that I can find pretty regularly in other places. So it's a hit and miss gamble, but that's part of the fun of the Bourbon Trail. Besides, what else do you have going on at 5 a.m. on a vacation day? Now, this video is not a how-to for the Bourbon Trail. Rather, it's an illustration of the fun and frustration of the trail, as well as encouragement to get out there with a friend or family and have some fun. So, let's get back to the action in the Bluegrass State. All right, we just pulled up James Pepper, first stop on the trail. Spirits are high, wallet is full, knees? Questionable. Hey, Mom, did you know that James Pepper was America's first great whiskey baron?
From the first whiskey baron to the latest bourbon tourist, we're on day one and I've seen it all. And here we observe the Bourbon Captain preparing to enter his natural habitat, the tasting room. Notice the widened eyes, the trembling hands, the primal urge to buy something he absolutely does not need.
I need all of this.
He says that about bourbon tools and boat equipment. Did you get something?
No.
Oh, I was hoping to watch you spend some money.
I bet.
Yahtzee! Looks like he got a box big enough for all his regrets. Oh my God, he's walking into a Farrier store. He thinks there's bourbon in there, but I think he's about to get his ass kicked by a cowboy.
Day 2 starts at the Bourbon of Eden, Buffalo Trace Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. We're here at 6:30 in the morning, waiting in line for a parking lot to open. It is fairly disturbing to listen to myself say that sentence.
Look at all these fools. Not exactly the dream I had for him as a young mother. But hey, he's second in line. I doubt even he can screw this up.
Victory!
Whee! A bottle you already have 3 of. This isn't hunting, it's nesting. He's holding it like he thinks it's going to talk back. He's imagining living here. I can see it now.
We've made it to Louisville and Whiskey Road. What a special moment.
Oh my! How much Old Forester do you need?
Mom, we've talked about you not interrupting my special time.
Look at him, like a kid in a candy store. If the candy cost $89.99 plus tax, oh my God, isn't that a bottle of brandy? How long have you been cheating on bourbon? Oh no, even the bourbon said not today, pal.
All right, Mom, here we are at Log Still Distillery. They've got a train stop, a concert venue, and a lodge here.
Sounds like the Bourbon Disneyland. Hold my hand so you don't get lost this time.
We are on day 3 in Kentucky, and I am taking Mom to Mammoth Caves National Park today. Very exciting.
Then why are we turning into John O's?
Mother, I'm going to need you to shut it. They have great store picks here.
The scenery is everything I hoped it would be. What'd you get?
An Old Forester Black Label, 100 proof.
Do you already have one of those?
Mother, could you just please put your seatbelt on?
Sure. You'll argue with me, but not with a price tag. Let's go get some dinner.
I want to hit one store while we're here in Owensboro.
Oh, great. I'm hungry.
Really, it'll just be a minute.
Did we just enter Indiana?
Pipe down. I've got a good feeling about this.
Put that away and get in the car, Wyatt Earp. now?
We are at Dueling Grounds Distillery. They make a bourbon called Lincoln Pinch.
Lincoln Pinch? I think your sister just sold a Lincoln Pinch Pokemon card on eBay last week for $7.
All right, folks, it's day 4 on the trail. We've already hit 4 distilleries, 3 stores, and we'll count one guy behind a flying J who insisted his craft moonshine was on the Bourbon Trail. Morale is high, and bladders are full, which means, you got it, we're stopping at Buc-ee's.
Oh, good. Because what this trip really needed was a gas station the size of an airport.
Mother, this is not a gas station, it's a pilgrimage site. It's a cathedral of brisket and beaver themed capitalism. You just grab a buggy and open your heart.
I'm grabbing nothing. Last time I took a cart in here, I blacked out and woke up with a $42 bag of candied pecans and a hoodie with a beaver on it.
I should probably grab an extra 3-meat Sammy. No telling if they'll have any food in Lynchburg. It's a dry county.
I will never understand how your brain works. Where are we going now?
Nashville! Your boy Hank Williams Jr. lives here, and we might get to see him.
Right. We won't see him, but I bet we will see a whole lot of Jack Daniels before we get out of Tennessee.
It's only a few miles out of the way, and this is important. I might score an aged bottle.
Fine. I'm just here for the gift shop. They have candles. Oh, and maybe I'll buy your sister something.
That was one of the best stops on the whole trip.
You said the exact same thing at Buc-ee's.
And I was right. We've made it to Atlanta. One night, a dozen stores, unlimited potential.
And unlimited disappointment. What did you get?
Nothing.
Wow, the ATL really doesn't like you. Yes, he bought something. I love this part. Show me the bottle. Hold it up like Simba.
Mom, it's not even an allocated bottle.
Doesn't matter. You spent the money and I'm alive again. Are you sure we're safe here?
Listen, if you want to find a rare bottle at a good price, you got to shop in stores where there's at least a 5% chance of getting shot.
Good luck with that. And here he goes, the Bourbon Captain, limping slightly, hope fading, but still determined to find a bottle that he has to hide from his wife. You want the numbers?
Hit me.
8 states, 14 distilleries, 21 liquor stores, and 2 Buc-ees. Oh, and you spent?
Mom, be cool. Heidi might be watching this.
Okay, let's just take a look at the haul.
Okay, I'm going to buzz through these pretty quick, but this is what we hit. All right, so we started off. I got my short barrel. Been looking for a short barrel, single barrel for quite a long time. This one's aged 9.7 years, thanks to my friends at Jack's in Conyers, Georgia. Jack Daniel's Distillery Series. Excited to try that. It's a sweet mash. Weller Special Reserve, Weller 107. Both of those from Buffalo Trace. Also got a Sazerac Rye Full Proof. All right, I'm not a rye guy, but I'm pretty excited to try that. Got the 250th Army Edition Green River. Found that at the distillery. I didn't know it, but it is actually different juice than what comes in Green River. It's not just a fun label and a fun brand or fun cause, but it's totally different juice. So excited for that. Got a Remington. Okay, this comes from Log Still Distillery. Fairly excited. It's a kind of a hunt club type of thing, and got it for my dad. Got one for each of us on that, so we'll share that and have some fun. 2 Old Hammers. That was a brand that I don't know what to think. I've heard a few good things. They're out of Indiana. I got a single barrel and a cask strength. We're going to see. Rumor on the street is there might be some cherry hidden in there. So excited to try both of those. An Old Forester single barrel 100 proof. These black labels are gold. I got two different ones actually. Going to try that out. I've had one and it was wonderful. It actually won a bourbon tasting I was recently in. So happy to have two of those. Got a Butchertown. This is a brandy. It's kind of fun. Excited to have it. Got it at Copper and Kings in Louisville, and I'm finding myself enjoying brandy a little bit. So happy to have that. We'll see how it works. This is a Muhlenberg bourbon. This is the You Got Gold. It's dedicated to John Prine, pretty cool. It comes from the Bard Distillery, and ran across that, and I love John Prine, so this excited me quite a bit. An Elkwood Reserve. This is a single barrel that they got, aged 9 years. This is Torpedo Anna, Horse of the Year, and half of the profits from this bottle go to the Injured Jockeys Fund. So, and it tasted wonderful. So, pretty excited about that. And then finally, an Old Forester 117. Got this at the distillery. This is their Warehouse Eye series, and don't know a thing about it, but they've done a lot of good stuff in this 117 series. So, pretty happy. So this was the haul. I didn't get anything that I would call a unicorn, but I got a lot of stuff I'm happy with. My goal was to hit distilleries and find things that I couldn't get other places, and I think I did that pretty well. 21 stores, and actually I bought very few things out of stores. Sorry, I got the short barrel, I got the two Old Hamers, I got the Old Forester. That's it. That's all I got out of all those stores we stopped at. I saw a lot of things. I saw some Weller single barrels that were tempting. I saw it as low as $300, but didn't pull the trigger. Hey, you got to save something for the next time. So that is a wrap on our loot for the trip. Well, it's been a full week, a couple thousand miles, and a trunk full of bourbon. And a mother who has become a YouTube sensation and somehow the world's most sarcastic enabler.
I'm proud of you. You hunted, you hustled, you spent money recklessly. It was everything I could have hoped for. And I'd say your smile justifies this entire trip.
Mom, this trip was all about quality time with you.
Oh, that's sweet. But I can tell the bottles help.
Would you do it again?
I guess I'll have to. Your wife only lets you go to Kentucky if you call it quality time with family.
Fair enough. Crew, until next time, stay thirsty, stay curious, and always travel with someone with a keen eye for all your faults.
Well, you do spend a lot on bourbon.
This is the Bourbon Captain. Out.